Piers Morgan, the outspoken British journalist and television personality, recently stepped in to defend the Puerto Rican superstar Bad Bunny following intense scrutiny directed at the artist's Super Bowl halftime show. The controversy erupted after Bad Bunny delivered a high-energy performance that prominently featured Spanish-language lyrics and the signature rhythms of reggaeton, a genre deeply rooted in Latin American culture. Some critics, including prominent political figures, labeled the show as inappropriate for a broad television audience, sparking debates about cultural representation, language accessibility, and standards of entertainment during one of America's most watched annual events. Morgan took to social media to highlight what he saw as hypocrisy in the backlash. He shared a report indicating that certain House Republicans had launched an investigation into the performance, specifically alleging that the use of Spanish lyrics rendered it unsuitable for national broadcast. In his commentary, Morgan pointed out the apparent contradiction in the outrage. If the primary complaint centered on the lyrics being incomprehensible to non-Spanish speakers, then how could they simultaneously be deemed offensive or inappropriate? He phrased his response sharply, questioning the logic behind the criticism by noting that the very lack of understanding seemed to fuel much of the anger rather than any explicit content. This wasn't Morgan's first intervention in the debate surrounding Bad Bunny's appearance. He had previously voiced disapproval of attacks leveled by former President Donald Trump, who described the halftime show in harsh terms after it concluded. Trump took to his own social media platform to declare the entire segment one of the worst in Super Bowl history, calling it nonsensical, an insult to American greatness, and failing to embody the nation's ideals of success, creativity, or excellence. Such strong language from a figure with significant influence amplified the controversy, turning what might have been a routine post-performance critique into a broader cultural and political flashpoint. Bad Bunny, born Benito Antonio Martinez Ocasio, brought a fresh and unapologetic energy to the Super Bowl stage in Santa Clara, California. As the headliner for the halftime show during Super Bowl 60, he showcased reggaeton's infectious beats alongside Spanish vocals, introducing elements of Puerto Rican and broader Latin culture to millions of viewers who might not regularly engage with the genre. At just 31 years old, Bad Bunny has already achieved monumental success in the music industry. His recent album, which translates to "I Should Have Taken More Photos," earned him the prestigious Album of the Year honor at the Grammys earlier that year, solidifying his status as a global force in contemporary music. Beyond his artistic accomplishments, Bad Bunny has been vocal about social and political issues. He has openly criticized policies related to deportation and immigration enforcement associated with Trump's administration, positioning himself as an advocate for immigrant communities and Latino rights. During the 2024 presidential election cycle, he publicly supported Kamala Harris, using his platform to encourage voter engagement and highlight concerns affecting marginalized groups. This political activism likely contributed to the polarized reactions to his Super Bowl appearance, with some viewing the performance as a bold statement of cultural pride and others interpreting it through a lens of partisanship or traditionalism. The halftime show itself represented a significant moment for diversity in one of the United States' most iconic sporting and entertainment spectacles. Historically, the Super Bowl halftime has featured a range of artists, from rock legends to pop icons, but incorporating a predominantly Spanish-language act marked a notable shift toward inclusivity for the nation's growing Latino population. Reggaeton, with its blend of hip-hop, dancehall, and Latin rhythms, has exploded in popularity worldwide, yet its mainstream exposure during such a high-profile event still provoked discomfort for segments of the audience unaccustomed to non-English performances in this context. Morgan's defense, coming from someone often aligned with conservative viewpoints and perceived as supportive of Trump in various contexts, added an intriguing layer to the discussion. By calling out what he saw as inconsistent reasoning, he shifted focus back to the performance's artistic merits rather than political grievances. His jab suggested that much of the criticism stemmed from linguistic unfamiliarity rather than substantive issues with the content, lyrics, or presentation. In an era where cultural battles frequently play out in public forums, Morgan's intervention highlighted how quickly entertainment choices can become entangled with larger ideological debates. The broader implications of this controversy extend to questions about free expression, cultural integration, and the role of major events in reflecting or challenging societal norms. For Bad Bunny, the backlash may have paradoxically boosted his visibility, reinforcing his image as an artist unafraid to push boundaries. Supporters praised the show for celebrating Latino heritage on a national stage, arguing that music's universal language transcends borders and that exposure to diverse sounds enriches rather than diminishes the American experience. Critics, meanwhile, maintained that the choice of artist and language clashed with expectations for a unifying, family-oriented broadcast. As the dust settles, the episode serves as a reminder of how celebrity performances can ignite discussions far beyond entertainment. Bad Bunny's halftime show wasn't just a musical set. It became a symbol in ongoing conversations about identity, language, politics, and what it means to represent America in the public eye. Morgan's pointed support, by challenging the critics' logic, contributed to a more nuanced dialogue amid the heated reactions, emphasizing the importance of separating artistic expression from partisan interpretations.